Hey, Tiger Rock Lawrenceville, Master Mostiller here, and welcome to Tactical Online Lesson number 8. Now, remember, starting next week, we'll actually have the opportunity to get back in the Academy, but we will be doing the Sign Up Genius, signing 8 up at a time in time slots for that. You'll be getting more information about that today, tomorrow, this weekend, etc. Making sure that everybody knows how to handle the sign up stuff and all. But that being said, we'll be able to get back to the classroom, at least back into the Academy, starting on Monday. Now, this week, for the next few days, what I want you to work on: inclusive class. Back to our outside blocks, which is a newer block for you guys. That's the one where you reach behind your head and your arm comes across. Reach behind your head and arm comes across. Make sure as they're doing it that they're actually reaching behind the head first and then blocking. It's not this, it's certainly not this. Reach and pull. We want to have the muscle movement, physical movement coming across for that. Then they need to work on their crescent kicks, great big circles. Give them something to circle over. If you have somebody that's more advanced, they can do the inside and outside, and if they can do those spins, they can add the spins as well, so those are options. And then lastly, take that almost from the outside block and work on that back fist here, crossing, and the hand coming in front or over. And then for some of the ones advanced like Annabelle or Misha, whatever, they can put some of those things together. See if they can do that outside block with that back fist and that crescent kick. So some of those things put together would be great exercises for them. Also, if you will take the crab walk, we're working that. We worked bear crawl in all different directions the other day. Crab walk, same concept. So make them walk it forward, make them walk it backwards, and make them walk it sideways. That takes a lot of coordination, a lot of skill, but definitely a lot of muscle as well, so definitely have them work on that. They'll sit down in between times just as they move. Make sure they're not scooting, make sure they come back up in order to move. They may come up, sit down, come up, sit down, come up, sit down. Just make sure as long as they're making their movement that they're up, they're not just scooting. That'll be what our inclusive class will work on during this week. Tiger Cubs, we are working 4 different skills this week, the end of the week, that you need to make sure you have. We talked about 2 of them on Monday, a few days ago, making sure that you can hop on 1 foot 10 times and that you can stand with 1 foot up in the air without hopping for 10 seconds. In addition, you need to be able to do a front stance, front knee bent, back leg straight, all 10 toes facing forward, and jump up and switch your feet, jump up and switch your feet, jump up and switch your feet. Doing that 10 times quickly. And then also, the drill we're working on where you sit on the floor and you have to be able to hold your feet and hands up off the floor. Your back cannot touch the floor, only your rear end can touch the floor for 10 seconds. So that's sitting, I'll do it now, but this for 10 seconds is what you've got to work on this week. Then, Tiger Cubs, I want you working the inside and outside crescent kicks and combining it with a knife hand. So, you take one leg, go over, go back over, knife hand. Over, back over, knife hand. That's a drill that we're adding with our Tiger Cubs. It's great to have something, like I use a chair, you can have, a cone, anything that you can go over. You can have a stuffed animal there, it can be anything. But go over it, go back over it, knife hand. Over it, back over it, knife hand. Do that and do those things, both legs, both knife hands, 10 times each. Make sure that you know your Successful 7 special word and what it means. And make sure you're working on our new style of stranger response. We have different wrist releases. Tiger Cubs has started to do a new one. When they get grabbed, they turn and squat low in a sitting stance. Hands should flip back and forth a few times, and then pull to pull away. So, obviously then stranger response, stop, don't touch me stranger. Tiger Cubs, that's what you'll be working on for the next few days. White belts, yellow belts. We've been working on our new dodge, counter, follow, finish system. That's the alternative to our self-defense system. So, first of all, first thing first, white belts, yellow belts, you should have all your one-steps learned. You should have your Hoam form learned, and if you're a yellow belt, you should have your seed form learned. All of those things should be down pat. If you have not watched the videos on those, not gotten those learned in our classes, Zoom classes, then make sure you're on top of that throughout this weekend. Then, working on our dodge counter, 3 dodge counters I want you to work on today, and they're going to be ones that are simultaneous in movement. So, first one is going to be a round step hook punch. That's going to go together same time. So I've got an in on somebody, round step, hook punch. Then, take that same drill, do a round step, hook punch, reverse punch, outside crescent. So we put those moves together. Round step with a hook punch, reverse punch, outside crescent. The other one that I want you to work on is open step round kick. Okay, front leg open step round kick. Again, that should flow together. And then from there, open step round kick, punch, punch, inside crescent. So adding that open step, punch, punch, inside crescent. Okay? If you want to work on a third one that I added for white belts, yellow belts this time, was a closed step. So front leg comes over this way, closed step, spin back fist. We're just going to add that as the technique here, closed step, spin back fist. And then if we want to add to it, closed step, spin back fist, reverse elbow, knee. Again, that should flow in, boom, and then fall right into the elbow and knee. Those are the things for the white belts and yellow belts to be working this week. Green belts and blue belts. Okay, first things first, green belts. You should have down pat all the one steps number 1 through 4. Okay, now you should technically know 5 and 6 as well, depending on what your rank is. Just because you've done them to the 5 and 6 is the old last cycle's number 2 and 3. But that being said, right now we have worked on numbers 1 through 4. Make sure you have those covered, no problem. Make sure you know the seed form. Blue belts, make sure you know your advanced one steps, number 1 and 2, and the seed form. Okay, obviously make sure you know Hoam form, no problems on that. Now, in addition, we're working our combination blueprint exceptions this week. And I had you work the spin exception, basically from the front leg to the back leg, or from the front hand to the back leg, as long as it's a spin, is an exception. But I want you to now put that into a combination. You can use a chair or not use a chair, that's up to you. But you're going to take your front leg, hook kick, round kick, hook punch, spin crescent, front leg, front kick, side kick, ridge hand, spin hook. And then let's add a more full-on combination to that. So let's do hook kick, round kick, punch, punch, front kick, side kick, hook punch, spin side kick. Those 3 are the combinations that I want you to work this last part of this week as we're practicing on those combination blueprint exceptions. Brown through black belts. First things first, make sure you know your legacy form, make sure you know your Hoam form, make sure you know all your one steps. Those have been covered. We should be done with those in full at this point, or those should be learned in full at this point. By the way, if you keep putting off legacy forms, if you're a red belt, or if you're a level 2 or level 4 black belt that it's going to come into play for, you need to make sure you're on those. Some of you have watched you on the Zoom class, and when I say, okay, time to do legacy forms, you just kind of stand there. You haven't even bothered looking at them. I can tell you haven't even bothered looking at them. Make sure you are checking those out online. They're on your Kicksite dashboard. If you still do not know how to get on that, you need to contact me about how to get on that. But you should know that by now, for sure. So, that being said, make sure you got the legacy forms, one steps learned, down pat, no problem. Make sure HOAM form is down pat, no problem. This week, the end of this week, we're going to work our combination blueprint exceptions with our dodge, counter, follow, finish options. So, what we're going to do is I want you to start the combination blueprint, then add the dodge, counter, follow, finish system with the exception in the middle. I'm going to give you 2 combinations to work on. I'm going to go back to that front kick, hook kick, round kick, slide, side kick, jab, reverse punch. From here, round step, ridge hand. After the round step, ridge hand, twist kick, hook punch, spin crescent. So that puts our combination blueprint started with the dodge, counter, follow, finish option in the middle of it, and our dodge, counter, follow, finish system is using the combination blueprint exception because we're not using backhand, we're going from front hand straight to back leg on the spin, which is the other exception option to that. So that's your first one. The second one is, I want you doing front kick and then slide forward, axe kick. Jab, reverse punch, duck. We talked about ducking this week as the 7th direction option that you have once you're in tight. So when you're in tight, we're making that duck as you come from here. Uppercut, elbow, knee, land that in front, ridge hand, spin hook. One more time on that, just make sure that you've got it. So we're doing that front kick, slide, axe kick, punch, punch, duck, uppercut, elbow, knee, and then that ridge hand, spin hook. Those will be the combinations to work on the end of this week. That will include and put together your dodge, counter, follow, finish options with your combination blueprint exceptions. So all of that is in together. Make sure that you're working those this week. I will see you soon on the screen.